Now, does this always happen to you? As a father of two, I have many events to attend. Either my kids have no school or they're having some parent day event. So it is usually very difficult for me to manually enter each and every one of these events and also be on top of them because of the laborious process I have to go through to edit in. So in this video, we'll explore an AI integrated bot that is integrated with your smart home as well. That will help you be on top of your events and so that you will never miss them ever again. So here's a demo of the AI calendar manager integrated with your smart home. So in this Telegram chat, I've added my wife in with the bot, and over here I'm reminding my wife that my kids have a play date on the 2nd of January 2027 at 10 a.m. And immediately the bot will identify that this is an event that he should add into the calendar. And if you go to the calendar, it is automatically added to my family calendar. So now I'll give a quick rundown for event creation. When you send a message to the chat, it actually directs you to Home Assistant, which then redirect to Grok AI, which will process and understand what is the message trying to say. And if it's trying to add an event, it will send over the event creation to Google Calendar as well as update the Telegram chat that he has added the event. But if the message is asking for specific kinds of events that are within the calendar, Grok will then send a query to Home Assistant to extract out all the events, and then Google Calendar will return the events to Grok AI. Grok will then understand which events to show the user, which is me, and then return the relevant events to the chat. To set this up for yourself, I actually summarized it to 4 steps, and step 1 being, and here is step 1. Alright, so first thing first, you need to set up a Google account which is accessible by your entire family, and then create this integration for your Google account with Home Assistant. So I've already done so. Yeah, so once you set it up, Home Assistant will have access to your calendar to create as well as ask for events. Now the next step, you have to head over to your configuration.yaml, and what you need to do is you need to actually set up the REST commands. So there'll be 2 things, right? One is to actually pass the response from the chat, your Telegram chat, and then tell it exactly what it is looking out for. So for example, over here you can see I set up the Grok API as well as my API key. So, and then the prompt will be something as such to analyze the message and determine the intent. So if let's say they determine that it's an event based on the natural language, it will actually reply with a JSON object, which will help to add it to the calendar. And the JSON object will give a very clear title, event name, start date, end date, location, and then it also helps to query the calendar as well. So if there's no time specified, for this we'll assume that the event starts at 9 a.m. and lasts for an hour. Now, so the next calendar query REST command, you will need to actually also input the same URL as well as your API key. You can actually set this up for free, by the way. The Grok AI is free. And then what you have to do subsequently is to also insert the prompt, which is to tell him that he's a calendar assistant, and all the events he received, he will need to understand which of them are relevant and show it to the user in the chat, which is yourself if you are using it. Okay, so once you have these 2 REST commands set up, you can actually head over to the next step. You need to set up the Telegram bot. So for the Telegram bot, you need to search for this bot father, and subsequently what you do is you actually say slash new bot. Okay, so it will prompt you for the name of your new bot, and once you have the name of the new bot, you can actually go ahead to insert a username. Okay, if the username is already taken, it will ask you to suggest something else, and once you have successfully named it, you will have created the bot. Okay, so the next thing to do is to actually change the set privacy settings. So this is so that the bot can actually listen out to all the messages you send to the specific chat group. Yeah, so by default, it is enabled. Okay, so over here is enabled. And what you need to do is you need to set it to disable. And once it's disabled, your work here is done. Okay, and then going back to Home Assistant, you will need to go over to Telegram bot. Okay, just set up the integration with the Telegram bot. So for this Telegram bot, you will need, I believe, two things.
First thing is to ensure that you selected polling, and then the second thing is to key in the API key that was given to you when you created the bot.
Add an allowed chat ID, so you click over on this button here, and then after that you key in the chat ID. So if you're unsure of what the ID is for your Telegram chat, you can actually start a chat with this ID bot, okay, and then send a message to the bot. So what you're supposed to actually do, right, is to start a chat with you and your family members, and also add this bot inside. So this bot will give you the ID of that chat which you're supposed to put in here, so that the bot is able to both understand the messages as well as send messages in that chat. So this is the final step that you have to complete in order to get the bot working for you, which is this automation right here. So when I send a message to the chat, it actually fires this, detects the message and actually triggers this automation. And I have this additional template right here for rescheduling, as well as a calendar confirmation for clashes of events. So when you try to add an event that is already have a existing event right there, you will actually ask me for confirmation. Okay, so ignoring this first, you will first then ask Grok for the intent, and then Grok will send a response. Subsequently, we will pass Grok's response. If let's say it is actually adding an event, then it will send a JSON response as highlighted in the how it works earlier, and then it will route by intent. Okay, so if the intent is to add an event and it clashes, then it will actually ask for confirmation, which is the template I highlighted earlier here. And then if I say yes, then it will add the event in. Okay, but if I say no, then it will do obviously nothing. So the other template is for the query part. If Grok actually sees the item as a query, for example, if I ask when does my kids have no school, and then it will fetch the next 6 months worth of events from my calendar. And specifically why 6 months is also for security reasons. I wouldn't want AI to have too much data of my events in my calendar, and I feel like 6 months would be sufficient horizon for me to do sufficient planning. And then based on the question that I asked, it will actually show me the relevant events from everything returned from the 6 months here. and then again you'll send a message which I will then read. So the last one is more of a rescheduling of event. So this doesn't actually work currently. I've been trying to design this, but because the integration with Google Calendar doesn't have a delete event option, there is actually currently no way to do this rescheduling option. So for this automation, we are currently just limited to adding as well as querying, which actually will be quite sufficient in terms of helping you keep you on top of your family events.
Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you because it really did help me, not just me, also my wife. Now she doesn't have to key in any more events into the calendar. She can also inform me of all the kids' events through the chat, and it will automatically be added and will be reminded before that. Do consider liking, sharing, and subscribing if you like content like this. I plan to do a lot more, and I hope you'll stick around.